Well, that went more smoothly than expected. We'll send the men who can still fight to mop up the rest of the enemy.
Look who lived to fight again. You made all the difference. You have my thanks.
And it appears the Demon Claw Samurai's assault on Yodo Castle didn't harm our cause either. Well, that's more or less the size of it.
I'm sure they're up to something. But regardless, Yodo Castle was a great opportunity to turn the tide.
We'll gather our forces and chase down the Tokugawa. Whatever orders might come our way, attacking Edo is unavoidable now.
The samurai with the Demon Claw will no doubt be headed there too in pursuit of Lord Yoshinobu. You are on the trail, right? What do you say to traveling to Edo together?
I've heard Lord Yoshinobu was badly wounded. That means it's Katsukaishu calling the shots. We need to find out what he's planning.
Katsu's liable to take drastic measures, like a cornered rat. I'm counting on you to make contact with him in Edo. I know you can do it.
The Shogun's life is not in danger, but still he must rest up for now.
I just can't understand it. Why didn't we stand and fight? With my fleet, it was a battle we could have won.
We were following the Shogun's orders. He did not wish for us to fight. And frankly, Enomoto, I believe he means to lay down his very life for the million citizens of Edo.
And you will allow this? You are a samurai! Is it not your duty to protect your lord and master?
It is indeed. And that's why I have a very important job for you. Enomoto must take His Excellency and his men to safety overseas. The people of Edo, too, should use what ships they have to escape.
Escape, you say? You can't be serious.
After that, we will set Edo ablaze. I have already told Chief Tatsugoro of the firefighters our plan. We will destroy anything useful to our enemies. When they are weakened, we'll have a chance to negotiate.
You really mean to sacrifice Edo?
If Edo were to become a battlefield, it would be utter carnage. Countless citizens would perish. No, this is the only way.
The restoration is nigh, and all shall burn. The Sekihotai will see it done.
Hello there. I've got something I wanted to run by you. The Japanese people possess a most laudable love for the natural world. Be that as it may, many of them have never grown a plant themselves, you included. Is that not a great pity? I certainly think so. But then, Eureka, I thought. You should start your own little garden. You're overthinking things. Better to learn by doing, I always say. Just start with something simple and experiment. Why? If you prove to have a green thumb, you'll never have to forage for plants again. That's what I like to hear. Good thing, too, since I already went ahead and made some preparations behind your house. I look forward to seeing what kind of plants you decide to grow.
Ah, back, are we? We've been hard at work with Master Kano since you last saw us.
Maybe this is a good chance to see how much we've improved. Care to spar a little? All the better. I certainly wasn't planning to.
We're ready, whenever you are.
Damn it. I can't believe we still aren't a match for you.
You're very strong. To think out loose again.
Phew. Well, at least we put up more of a fight this time. Ito?
Right. We don't have time to dwell on our losses anyway. Not if we've got the betterment of this nation to worry about.
Thank you, Master Kano, for all you've done for us. We've made an excellent headway, thanks to you.
I admit I was rather skeptical of your capacity for improvement at first, but seeing how much you've grown, you've more than earned my respect. It makes me want to develop a form of combat focused on non-lethal self-defense, a discipline that allows practitioners to take measure of each other's skill. Through training, my students will learn a new way to live, a gentle way, or judo, so to speak.
Quite the great man, isn't he? What do you make of this?
Well, at first none of us held a high opinion of the other, right? But by training together, we came to accept, even respect one another. I want others to experience such growth for themselves. Perhaps judo will be the key to making that happen. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but I want judo to be a way of life rather than a way of fighting.
I think it sounds like a splendid idea. Perhaps spreading judo's principles far and wide will cultivate the peace we are all in search of.
And we'll do our part to form a government that will help make that peace a reality.
Great! Let's aim for nothing less!
We meet again. I see now it was wrong, what I did to the Shogun. Forgive me. So the Demon Claw Samurai is your so-called blade twin. I once schemed with that villain to plunge this country into civil war. After the dust had settled, I imagined that the British would take over, that I'd be put in charge, and that Japan would be mine. I really believed that I'd be able to protect its beautiful culture from the great powers. But I was blind. That villain would have had Japan destroyed in a bloody war. And had that happened, all would be lost. That is why I promise to do everything in my power to protect this country from now on. Do you trust me? Thank you. You know, this is the first time we've really spoken to each other since our first meeting. Ah, that old poem. You have a good memory. Had Edo been consumed by flames, there would have been no such picturesque deaths.
I didn't expect to find you here. So you're a friend of Mr. Sato? I have business with him too, and of a rather urgent nature. I hope you don't mind my interrupting. Mr. Sato, I recall you having some connection to the Sekihotai. Well, they appear to be up to no good. Any ideas as to what they're planning?
One thing does come to mind. The Demon Claw Samurai mentioned something about using them to blow up Kaneji Temple. Kaneji is the family temple of the Tokugawa, you see. So if you ask me, those nasty retainers are likely planning to storm Edo. You must understand, Kaneji Temple is a national treasure. What do you say? Will you help me prevent its destruction at the hands of the Sekihotai? I shan't forget this. Now, if they have indeed begun to mobilize, we'd best make haste. Every second counts.
I am heartened to know we can count on you. Let us meet at Kaneji Temple then.
You came. As expected, the temple grounds are crawling with suspicious individuals. I fear we may be too late. Indeed. Say, I may have an idea as to where they might plant their bombs. Given that the Sekihotai are seeking to provoke the shogunate, they will surely plant any bombs in places of symbolic import. Let us go.
Let's be quick. He who hesitates is lost, after all.
Well, it seems that our work here is done. Toshogu Shrine is safe and sound thanks to your courageous efforts. We may not have saved all of Kaneji Temple, but I expected as much.
Tell me, Mr. Sato. That Yukawa fellow said this was all your plan.
And indeed it was. For I was once blinded by my excessive love for this country. Indeed, culture of Japan is a marvelous thing. To think that I came so close to destroying an invaluable piece of it. I wonder, do you think I can redeem myself? I'm glad to hear you say that. May your presence continue to give me strength. However, my first order of business is to safeguard against a possible retaliation. I should be safe at the manor in Takanawa. You know, I have many valuable belongings there. Paintings and scrolls and other curios I've collected from all over Japan. In fact, you should really come by sometime for tea. I'm quite the connoisseur. Well, until then.
Hey, good to see you. Thanks to you, I'm right as rain again. Just look. Like this, and this. I know you're always looking out for me. I guess that's just how it goes with us, huh? So, while I've been resting, I've had a lot of time to think. Once all this is over, I want to take that trip to America. See, my friends continued fighting for our beliefs, for a new dawn, even when I couldn't. That's how I know Japan will be alright without me. So I want to travel around America and see everything it has to offer. I think everything's pretty much settled down now. Well, I thought so, but I suppose I was wrong. But still, I'm not worried about our future anymore. With you, Katsura, and Katsu around, I know our country is in good hands. Don't say that. You'll make it so much harder for me to leave. But I have to do this. I have to see what a truly new Japan might look like. The truth is, I'd love for you to be there with me. But we each have our own path to walk. And that's why we have to part ways, at least for now. But we'll be reunited one day. You're my counterpart, after all. I just have one last thing to ask you. Will you spar with me? Think about it. We've known each other all this time, but never once properly dueled. Also, I can't be walking around with a sword in America. Let me put the samurai part of myself to rest. Huh? Let's do it at the place where everything began. The place where we first met. The magistrate's estate in Yokohama. So how about it? Care to go around? Good answer. Let's go. Visibility is good today. The horizon is crystal clear. We walked all the way here, didn't we, when we first met? Feels like it was only yesterday. Right then. Don't hold back. You got me. Crossing swords with you really brings home how strong you are. Well, now that I fought the strongest warrior around, I can go with no regrets. This is the end of Yoma Sakamoto, the Japanese samurai. From now on, I'm Yoma Sakamoto, citizen of the world. Listen, I want you to have my sword. I'm forever in your debt for all you've done. Besides, it's not like I can carry it around with me in America. There's a saying they have over there. It's always darkest before the dawn. It might feel dark now, but I believe Japan's new dawn is close at hand. If we work together, I know we can iron out these last few problems. And once we do, I can head to America with my conscience clear and mind at ease. That's the spirit.
Are you here to see Mr. Sato? I'm afraid tea time will have to come later. My efforts to track the Sekihotai's movement have led me straight here. They've broken into the mana in retaliation for our actions. Mr. Sato appears to have anticipated this and has prepared himself for the siege. I must rescue him before it is too late. Will you help me? Thanks. Okay. But it would be reckless to try to enter through the front gate. The place is crawling with enemies. However, I believe there to be a secret entrance in the back. We'd best sneak in that way.
The Sekihotai have retreated. Thanks to you, of course. As you can imagine, this is not what I had in mind when I invited you over earlier. Those assassins appear to be acting on the Demon Claw Samurai's orders. It seems my betrayal has been quite the bitter pill to swallow. Even so, my resolve remains firm. No matter how many times they strike at me, I refuse to give in. Although the cruelty of that villain is not to be underestimated. You're not easily intimidated, are you? Well then, I shall take you at your word. As for myself, I have no intention of giving up. I must continue to pour everything into preventing further violence. As an interpreter, I have many contacts, you see. And though I cannot fight like you, I am confident that I will have a role to play. So, let us work together to protect Edo. Nay, all of Japan.
I must say, you two have become very friendly while I've been away dealing with the remnants of the Kurosu.
Yes, you could say that.
Well, since we're all here, anyone up for tea time?
Hey, that's a nice blade you got there. Any interest in working as a bodyguard? The shops around here have lately been the target of so-called expulsionists. Refuse to pay them a fee, and they'll mess up your place good. I'm starting to get worried about my own shop, so what do you say? Would you help me guard my store? Rumor has it, the revolutionist army is poised to attack Edo. So, I imagine they're too busy preparing for war and stuff like that. Of course I want the Shogun to stay strong and all. But I suppose we'll have to defend our shops all by ourselves. Oh, thank you. If you could start right away, that would be great. Though the ruffians probably won't be here till night.
Been a while. Veiled Edge. I'm enjoying my retirement. And occasionally, I'll slaughter some scum in my free time. You don't mind that, do you? Perhaps I'll tell you the whole story someday. But while you're here, there's something I wanted to say to you. It's about your decision to not take Lord E's life. Thank you for that. After being thrust from public life, he was cut down by an assassin. Still, I'm sure he remained strong till the end. Well, now that I've thanked you, tell me, what are you doing here in Edo? I see. So you wanted to be of use to the country my lord worked to protect. How about I lend you a hand, as much as it pains me? Remnants of the Goyoto, bandits with an allegiance to the Satsuma clan. They aim to sow seeds of discord and fan the flames of anti-shogunate sentiment. But then, fighting broke out at Tobafushimi, and before the trouble could reach Satsuma, they let themselves be cut down, or something like that. Sometimes one must stop at nothing to perform true acts of patriotism. You understand that, don't you, Veiled Edge? Is that sarcasm? Huh. Perhaps we are not so different after all. But I must look for a suitable place to stay. Come look for me if ever you need. Goodbye for now.
You are amazing! Clearly, your blade isn't just for show. Thanks to you, I can continue my business in peace. What difference would it make? I've heard that some clan is actively trying to get Ronins to rebel. But we townsfolk couldn't care less who's pulling the strings, so long as they let us live in peace. You take care of yourself too. I really can't thank you enough. Good things come to those who wait. I knew you would come. It must be fate. Around the same time you did, of course. In any case, there is something that I'd like to talk to you about. I've already picked out the place. Well, will you come with me? Can't say for now. You'll understand when you come with me. Right. Let's stop here, shall we? I believe you are already quite familiar with this spot. Indeed. This is the place where Lord E was attacked. By you, no less. I don't make mistakes. It's my business to know things after all. Like how there was a veiled edge amongst the men who attacked Lord E at the Sakurada Gate. And that it was a veiled edge who murdered him. You see, all this time I've been watching you, testing your strength, and my suspicions have been confirmed. You are that veiled edge. So I ask you, who was it that murdered my lord? What? Your blade twin? Then you must tell me the rogue's whereabouts this instant. What's wrong, Veiled Edge? Why won't you finish the job? Wonderful. Not that it matters, seeing as I've lost. But let me ask you one thing. What are your true feelings about Lord Yi? Tell me, did his death accomplish anything? I only wanted to know how you really felt. Not that there is anything I can do about it now. Really? You believe my lord accomplished that? So his death was not in vain. Thank you. I promise to not speak a word of what has happened here today. The public will be better for it, as will you, I imagine. Naturally, I will make no mention of it in my writing either. Manabe. We served the same lord, but that is all. If you ask me, the man is stuck in the past. We are not at all alike. Good question. With Lord Yi gone, I have no further ties to the shogunate. Who knows? I may open up a used bookstore and then continue peddling information on the side. But I do hope we will meet again someday, if the fates allow.
Have you heard from Katsu? Hijikata is intent on getting back at the Satsuma Choshu Alliance for what was done to Kondo. The fool is beyond listening to reason. In fact, he's even gone so far as to drive us all out from the outpost. Katsu mentioned something about Saito willing to help. However, it appears Lord Katamori has called him away. This is when Katsu is trying to prevent an all-out battle for Edo. Should the Shinsengumi wage war, I fear that all his efforts will have been wasted. We may have to stop them by force, but they're already stocking up on heavy artillery. Getting involved now would surely result in retaliation. That said, with your help, we might stand a chance. I beg of you. Talk to Hijikata. I'm counting on you. Be sure to tread carefully.
We will never surrender. Even if I am to die here today. You hear me?
Kondo wanted us to live, Hijikata. You mustn't forget the mission he entrusted to us on that day.
He asked us to become samurai for a new age. If we are to die here like dogs, will the true meaning of his words be lost forever?
I think we should look for the answer to that question together, Hijikata. Besides, you can always die later.
Yes. It seems I need to calm my mind. We won't start a fight for selfish reasons. That is my promise as the vice captain of the Shinsengumi. I shall now go and calm my troops. They must be pretty worked up. But remember, all of us fully intend to fight and die like true samurai. So the next time we fight, it will be to the death. Until then, if you have any business to discuss with us, we will receive you here.
Ah, it's you. We have some pressing matters to discuss. Leave us for now.
One moment, Lord Katamori. I believe I found the perfect blade for this mission. I'd like to take them with me, if I may.
You may be right. Very well. I leave the matter in your hands.
Rumor has it Kondo's head is to be displayed at the Sanjo Gawara execution grounds in Kyoto.
If that be true,
It could serve as the spark which sets the Shinsengumi to revolt. It would make a mockery of Kondo's dying wish. That remains unclear. Though from what Hijikata has told us, we're not holding out much hope. If the Shinsengumi is to suffer the indignity of having Kondo's head displayed, they will surely seek revenge by starting a fight with the Satsuma Choshu army. After that, a battle for Edo will be inevitable, and Katsu's efforts will have been for naught. He told us that, should he be killed, he did not want his head to be displayed in public.
Only Lord Katamori and I know. Were Hijikata to get wind of this, I believe he would not be able to contain his rage.
I want you to go to Kyoto with Saito and ascertain the truth of this rumor. Good. I'm counting on you. Now head out.
Kondo, I've come for you. There was one other thing I promised Kondo, and that was to get rid of anyone who knew about this severed head. Do not think ill of me. I have nothing against you, but you must die here. Kondo, forgive me. You see, I, who was once so ruthless, used to strive only to hone my skills as a swordsman. To what end? I knew not. But Kondo recruited me as I was, and showed me a path to follow. Kondo, were we not both searching for a meaning behind the sword? I hardly expect you to forgive me for my actions. If you are going to kill me, know that I am fully prepared to receive your blade. Only do not reveal what you saw today. In the next world, I hope that I can apologize to Kondo for breaking my promise.
I'm listening. Oh, is that so? I had an older brother. He was brilliant. The child on which all our family's hopes were pinned. Having no talents of my own, I lived to serve him. Ninjutsu is but one skill I learned for that purpose. I used to be plagued by feelings of inferiority. But everything changed when my brother died, and I came to serve Lord Yi. He was able to draw on the true potential of my ninjutsu. That has been my greatest pride till now. But alas, that is no longer possible. So I must at least endeavor to serve the land he strove to defend. How trivial. Clearly you do not understand Lord Yi at all. That man chose to bear the burden of any crime to protect our land. He never expected the people to accept his actions. And don't waste your time attacking me. I am committed to walking any path, no matter how bloody, for my lord. I felt this way during the purge, and I feel this way still. My conscience is clean. Lord Yi was not just my superior. I owe him a great debt. Some years ago, I was driven from my post as a deputy minister. I lost everything, including my sense of purpose. But then my lord found me and set me on my feet again. So I decided I would spend the rest of my life trying to repay him, no matter how dirty my hands got in the process.
If there's something you have to say, I'll hear you out. All right, go ahead. I'd like to think that among his many subordinates, I am his favorite. I'm reminded of a certain incident. I once visited a junk shop where I found a katana without an inscription. The blade was rusty and in bad shape, but the owner assured me it was a kotetsu. After I'd sharpened it, I saw to my surprise that it was a rather fine blade. So I tried giving it to Kondo, but he refused me. He said he couldn't accept a genuine kotetsu. Needless to say, I was shocked and redoubled my efforts to have him take it. At which he said to me, "Take it for my sake and use it to protect the way of the samurai." It was too kind of him. Anyways, that's the sort of man he is. Do you really want to know? Well, alright then. While training to be a swordsman in Edo, I had reason to murder a shogunal retainer. The fault was entirely with the other party, but a crime is a crime. After being hounded out of Edo, I began to wander rootless without purpose. Anyway, such is my background. Not very interesting, is it? You'd best forget it. I have many roles, but on occasion I am tasked with top secret missions under the direct order of my captain. For that reason, I find it difficult to speak frankly in front of my comrades. They all see me as a complete enigma, but I don't mind. After all, a warrior who wears their innermost thoughts on their face would have a hard time outmaneuvering their opponent, no?
Can I help you? All right, let's hear it. I sometimes receive what appear to be love letters, but I toss them out if the sender is unknown to me. Why waste my time? I mean, what is the use of getting hung up on matters of the heart in this blood-drenched age of social turmoil? That said, if I'm ever to have a life partner, he has to be stronger than myself. Even if he happened to be popular with the girls. No particular reason. It's just that my father ran a dojo. In fact, my very first memories are of swinging a wooden sword around. I initially told myself I'd give up if I didn't amount to anything, but I ended up surpassing everyone around me. The lack of competition led me to join the Roshigumi. Wanting to be the best is in the sentiment reserved for men, after all. Do I not look capable of anything besides wielding a sword? I'm offended. I'll have you know I've been trained in several forms of combat. What's more, I can dance. Or at least I can perform the traditional sword dance, if that counts. My father would have had me learn the koto as well. But, alas, one cannot be expected to be good at everything.
I wish to understand what makes Japan the country it is. To that end, I've been collecting books that may provide insights into its origins. In particular, the works of Motori and Hirata have been most enlightening. I'm hopeful they'll lead me to the answers I seek. Since its early days, Japan has been shaped by foreign influence. on account of which retracing its origins will be quite the challenge. But that only makes the endeavor more exciting. Mark my words, one day I will unravel this mystery. The shogunate occupies a peculiar position indeed. Despite merely being the head of the daimyos, it effectively controls Japan. It is the imperial court who's meant to be the head of state, and yet it is with the shogunate that we British have signed a treaty. There's no telling what awaits the shogunate, but the treaty may soon become nothing more than scrap paper. By all means, I feel we can at last speak freely. Thank you for your help at Kaneji Temple. Had you not trusted me then, I doubt we could have stopped the Sekihotai. As a token of my sincere appreciation, allow me to have you over for tea. Oh, but first I must tidy my quarters. Not so much messy as full of purchases I've yet to find a proper place for. Indeed, there's hardly room to stand. Besides, I would like you to properly admire some of the souvenirs and curios I've collected since my coming here. This country has a tremendous hold on me. Every object seems imbued with a spirit, as if it were a living artifact. It has a sacred soul, something the West has forsaken in its forward march. Truly, it is what makes Japan a land of dreams. Ah, pardon me. I fear that I have sucked up all the air. A sure sign of the comfort I feel in your presence, no doubt. I do. I feel that there is no end to its charms. Perhaps other foreigners will one day share my sentiments. Let's continue our conversation later at my place, shall we? I will show you my collection then. I am rather looking forward to it. Who would have imagined I would ever be talking with you like this?
Ah, someone's back in Edo, I see. Didn't think you'd be likely to come here again. Look, this might seem sudden, but you need to leave Edo. I've got to get every man, woman, and child out of here. Once everyone's gone, we're burning it to the ground. That's the plan, at least. Unfortunately, we can't protect both the city and its people. And this is our only chance to stop the Alliance from finishing us off for good. Of course I don't want to do it! Look, I can't bear the thought of burning down the town where I was born and raised. But I owe it to the troops under my command to take decisive action. I need to ask Tatsugoro for his help, too. But if he heard this talk, I know he'd be furious. At any rate, we have a few days before the Alliance descend on Edo. I have to prepare as best I can. The British have strong ties to the Alliance, so I'll see if they'd be willing to help us broker a peace. I've got to get Sato, the interpreter, on our side. And then, I have to cool down the Shinsengumi. They're gathering in numbers, chomping at the bit to get revenge for Kondo. If I let them take up arms, all Edo will descend into chaos. I've sent Brunei to talk sense into them, but he'll have an uphill battle.
Apologies for interrupting, sir. The group calling themselves the Sekihotai have entered Edo Castle. They're headed to the inner chamber. Reports say their target is Princess Atsuko. A group of Ronin formed by Sozo Sagara, who refuse to acknowledge either the shogunate or the new administration.
She's a former shogun's wife and a key figure of the Satsuma clan. I'm not sure what their plan is, but this is bound to rile up her clansmen.
Her Highness's escort is undermanned and requires assistance. The Shinshogumi may have stalled the Sekiotai, but it is only a matter of time. They've been dispatched elsewhere to firm up Edo's defenses. We had no other choice. Good. I appreciate it. And what's more, I trust you. Get to Edo Castle as quick as you can and drive off the Sekiotai. Nakazawa can fill in the details when you arrive.
I know you just got back. Sorry you walked right into this. If we survive this, drinks are on me. Oh, and there's something else I want to run by you. Come see me about it later.
Could we step outside? I have something important to say. Good. Don't worry, I won't take too much of your time. Pardon my dragging you out so suddenly, but there is something I really must speak to you about. You came to me when I was at my lowest, having strayed from the righteous path. Indeed, at the time, you appeared to me as a blinding ray of light. O moon, is that you? O spring, are you not the spring of yesteryear? I thought my body the one thing left unchanged. That is, without your light, I could not have found the path I needed to take. Oh, I've fallen for you. And I pray you feel the same way. I see. It's fine. Even if I can't be more to you than I am now, I can still share in your aspirations. And that's enough for me.